So I learned to cook from meal kits, and I have tried every meal kit out there. And my favorite is absolutely Martha Stewart's Marley Spoon. It's my favorite because they deliver high quality, seasonal ingredients with tons of different recipe options every week. So you get variety, flexibility, and seriously good food. So whether you want a one-pan, one-step meal or a chef-recommended dish with unique ingredients, Marley Spoon has you covered. Or if you're a picky eater, they also have like kid-friendly meals. Or, if you have kids. Either way, here's the best part. I've got a deal for you. Use promo code Megan25 to get up to $250 off your first 5 boxes, plus free shipping on your first box. So go to marleyspoon.com, order your boxes, put in promo code Megan25, and try it out. You will thank me.
Where we are, and then I'll intro you. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right.
There's a light on my face already.
How's this close up, Mr. DeVille? Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Cool.
How's this when we talk about my eye?
Yeah, and we're going to talk about your eye, Megan. Literally, the fuck happened to your face? All right. Anyway, I was like, OJ's dead. It was not him. No,
right? Exactly.
That's this white girl.
I keep forgetting that he died.
I know, right? Because he had died to me a long time ago.
But also, how did it happen? So. We spent so much time talking about him, and he was just gone.
Well, dude, he had what was it? It was not pancreatic, pancreatic. What was it? Prostate cancer, like unchecked. That's what happens, dude. A lot of dudes, older guys, don't get checked for prostate. Yeah. They're like, no finger up my butt, kind of shit.
Exactly.
And I was like, check me.
Right,
I was
exactly.
like, my dad had prostate cancer. I'm like, I'm not fucking with that.
Well,
All right,
I did
sorry.
a video on him for the Olympics. I said that should be our opening ceremony as a recreation of his chase down the.
That's so funny.
With a torch, just on a white Bronco, just going down the street.
I'm just saying, if Paris can do a horse down the river,
that's
I think we can do a
OJ
Bronco down
I think
the
Al
freeway.
Collins is still alive.
That's funny.
I want Al Collins to drive
That's
it.
great.
Just saying.
Did we start?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. All right. Hello. Welcome to Kill the Bottle Podcast. That is more, a.k.a. the Yum Yum Foodie. As always, with a drink in her hand is Megan Elizabeth. Hey, what's up, Megan?
2 drinks.
2 drinks in her hand. She's two-fisting it today, and we'll dive into that in just a moment. If it sounds a little different, it's because we're not in the pecking room today. The pecking room is a little bar in my house. The pecking room is off limits today because we are at this really gorgeous bar in West Hollywood on the Sunset Strip.
West Hollywood. I'm gonna keep on every time now.
Every time now.
What is that song?
It's Chappelle. Is that how you say it? Chapel Roan.
Chappelle Roan, really?
Well, I was thinking about
Can
Chappelle
you-
and
really?
SNL
David
recently.
Chapel Roan.
David Chapel
That'd be like a
Roan.
before and after. That'd be like a before and after on
Let's
Wheel
do
of
the
Fortune. David Chapel Roan.
I love it. Mm-hmm.
So we are
That's
at
good.
the bar next door. It's first of all, it's a legendary space. It is, of course, it's a bar on the Sunset Strip. Great cocktails. Right now, I'm having a drink called the Mocambo, which is of course, is a Havana Club rum drink. It's a shit's fire. Megan's having a mezcal cocktail, and our guest, who I'll introduce in just a second, is throwing down a nice mezcal mule, a little refreshing smoky cocktail. But this building is iconic. This was Marilyn Monroe's television agency. So this used to be a famous Hollywood agency back in the day, and I don't know when the fuck they got their liquor license. They probably had a bar back here or some shit. And eventually it turned into
Grandfathered in.
Yeah, so there's a lot of art that is, I don't know, I say art that's happened. We don't know what the hell's happened in this room. But we are in the back room here at the bar next door. Come check them out. The cocktails honestly are phenomenal. And this is probably, if there's one thing, I always have to say one thing I don't like. Parking here is like going into Hell's Gate.
And Waymo doesn't come here yet.
And when the driverless car doesn't come here yet, but Uber does, so Megan did get dropped off. And anyway, so our guest, sorry, I have to jump into it because I'm super excited to have our guest here on the show. First of all, let's talk about why he's here. I have no idea why he's here. I just talked to him on the phone. No, he is here because he is starring in the show right now. It's called Tarantino Pulp Rock show that's happening at the Cine Vita. So Cine Vita over by SoFi Stadium out in Inglewood. This beautiful facility.
Waymo does go there now.
Oh, Waymo does go down there.
Extended.
But this gentleman is starring in that show. But You may have seen him in other things. You may have seen him in Broadway. I discovered him from a little band called Vintage Trouble. But I want to welcome to Kill a Bottle Podcast singer, performer, songwriter, actor. I mean, shit, all the above. Mr. Ty Taylor. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Well, I mean, every once in a while, it's like, fuck, man, how many things can you list? You start going down the list, you're like, Grease, Lion King.
Oh, right. Are you talking about things or credits?
Credits, pardon me. So things it's even more
because we left out producer.
Yes.
We left out author. We left out person that leaves his phone ringer on.
Person that leaves his phone ringer on.
That is at the top of the credits list, just so everybody knows.
I'm a multi-hyphenate.
I leave my phone on, bitches. That's how it goes.
So, before we dive into it, I want to. So, how did this Tarantino show come about?
Period, or with me in it?
With you in it, yeah. With you in it. Because I saw a version of this over at the Bourbon Room a couple years ago. It may have been a slightly different show.
Yeah, first kind of one of the first shows out of pandemic. I was at that show with my parents.
It was awesome.
I say parents.
It was super fun.
Yeah, so I came into the show. Two of my best friends were Shane and Steve. Shane is the main producer of the show. Steve is the guy that does the costumes. They're two of my best friends, and I've been part of this family of performers. It started out with something called Upright Cabaret, and people just start singing songs in different bars in LA. And then it turned into For the Record. And For the Record series is a series that Shane came up with, and then Anderson hopped on board, who's the director. And it's an amazing thing because we all watch these movies. So if you pick one director, so this one happens to be Tarantino. So then it's all of his best scenes from his best movies. And then the songs that are in the soundtrack behind those scenes, the actors actually sing as if it's a musical. Because if you pay attention to the idea, whenever you're watching a scene in a movie, the songs that happen, they're not just going to throw a random song up.
No.
It usually is in context of the scene. So one of the characters is usually going through some emotion, or the scene is based on the emotion of the song that's chosen. So I'll give you an example, like with the scene like Jackie Brown, the first song in Jackie Brown. She's
Across 110th Street. Yeah.
It's like, so she's walking down out of the airport. So that song is obviously the song that's the Jackie Brown entrance. And so they sing that song instead of just having it be in the background. There's a love scene that's happening, and Let's Stay Together happens. So then, Let's Stay Together happens. And so it's this beautiful series. They came with this great idea. We could all hope we only come up with good ideas that no one's really thought of before. And it's so good, this For the Record thing. So then they'll, after this particular one, they're doing For the Record John Hughes, For the Record Scorsese,
oh, wow.
For the Record Baz Luhrmann. And so, you can imagine with a show like Baz Luhrmann, you get Moulin Rouge, and you get Romeo and Juliet, and you get all these amazing shows that way. But this one is Tarantino. And the reason I got to do it is because I'm black. And they needed someone to play Django.
Sometimes it's got to work, man.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Sometimes...
Is that...
That's not the
You're not
reason.
playing Jules Winfield as well? Like, we're listening...
I'm not playing Jules. I'm playing Marcellus.
Okay. And Marcellus Wallace.
Yeah, Marcellus Wallace.
Yeah.
Someone else is playing Jules. Like, I usually...
Are they putting the bald cap on you with the scar on the back of your head?
No, because I'm also playing Django. So it's just... you kind of play archetypes.
Yeah.
So the same person that plays all of the kind of... The weighted ethnic characters. That's me.
Hey man, yeah, whatever pays the bills sometimes.
But I'm used to being the person that would be the Jules, or would be the the guy that's wilding out a little bit more. So this whole experience has been really cathartic for me. Like, I've had to learn how to perform while being still. Like, for me, I take pride in my limbs and the lightning that flies through them. In this particular show, I just have to stand still and act like that's enough.
I can't even imagine you doing that, dude, because there's something special about seeing Ty Taylor perform live, because the energy that this man has it's unparalleled. I'm not gonna bullshit. It's special.
And I know bullshit.
I saw you in an interview talk about, like, you wake up that way. And I can't fathom waking up with the energy that this man has.
I'm the guy that's on every Zoom call in the morning or conference call in the morning. And I guarantee you someone's going to say, well, someone's had their coffee. And then
that always happens to you.
And my answer is always, no, I haven't yet.
I've never heard that.
Do you drink coffee?
I do, but I don't.
You don't need it.
I don't need it to.
You don't need
to
it.
get going. I kind of do cartwheels out of bed.
Well, when you sing, what's your thing? Are you moving your hand? Like, are you doing the Alanis finger where she does that? What are you
I've
doing?
done that a lot. I can't do it in this show though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But when you do, usually, what do you do? What's your moves?
I do a lot of finger point,
Okay, so it's a finger point.
but also I'm like a Tasmanian devil. I spin a lot.
He does some spinning. and he-
Alanis on crack.
Oh, and he does it. He
Yeah,
spins in like a vintage suit. Which let's talk about that, like, because that's not an easy thing to spin in. Like, how many times have you ripped your pants on stage? Because
Many.
Okay.
The first time I played main stage at Coachella. the
clout drop, main stage at Coachella.
No, but here's the deal. I did first song in the first time I did one lunge. I had this seersucker suit that was dope as I don't know if I can curse on this show.
You can.
As fuck. It was dope as fuck. The seersucker suit. The first lunge I did, it just ripped open. But I was unlike Lenny Kravitz. I did have on underwear.
Lenny was planned. Come on now.
He had to be.
He had to be planned.
He had to be. And then so I did to do the whole show with it that way. But I did have on underwear, and they were kind of cool. Yeah.
Now at that point, from the future on, are you like, shit, I need some SpongeBob underwear. I need something cool in case these pants rip. We need something that people
what
can...
I did was I had a screen print of my junk put on my underwear.
Yes.
So that way
Yes,
when my
and.
pants rip, it still looks like it's there.
You should wear it for your Zoom calls in the morning.
See,
just so
I
they,
I have
you
it
know.
on right.
I was very disappointed, and then now I'm like he's like I was wearing underwear. Oh, that story didn't go where I wanted to go.
I know. In
but-
case, so my friends don't get mad at me. The reason why I got to do this for the record show is because I was off of the road. I just recorded an album, and I was home, and the time period opened up, and I felt like I needed to do something different. I grew up doing theater, and I haven't been doing theater a lot in my life over the last 25 years. And I just felt like I needed to be surrounded by a new community. I wanted to meet a thriving, artistic, bright group of people. You know, like I'm usually in a music world where we spend so much time being cool and being down to earth and not trying to show excitement and stuff. So I wanted to kind of be surrounded by an energy that I escaped on purpose.
I get that.
And so being around the theater group is really amazing. And there's so much love. And the cast for the show is brilliant. So I have to say, most people think, you know, when I've been doing interviews about it, they talk about what a gift it is to have me be part of the show. The show is easily a bigger gift to me than I am to the show. I mean, I love it. I'm sure I'm doing a decent job in it. But what I'm getting from it, I can't imagine I could be giving as much to it. I mean, maybe someone from the outside would say differently, but what I get from it is boundless. It's infinite.
I've seen a handful of For the Record shows, and as a consumer, so folks listening at home, like, I shit you not, sign up for their email list. If you're not around in the next few weeks to get to see Ty in this show, like, do not frown on the other stuff, because I've seen multiple of the, you know, of a lot of the same performers in different shows, whether it's the Love Actually show or they did like a Brat Pack musical over in K-Town.
That's the one that's the
That
Sean
is
Hughes.
an incredible show. And then they have themed, at least at this particular one, they had themed cocktails that were kind of aligned with the
They do that
films.
with this show too.
Oh, hell yeah. I can't wait. I'm going in a few weeks.
But then also differently than any other time they've done it is the star of the show is the tent. You know, they have this thing called the Spiegel tent. And when I was touring Europe a lot, we played these tents. And they're these magical wooden, massive 2,000-seater, 2-floor tents that break down, and then they go in the compartments, and then trucks move them.
Ooh, that was cool. That was epic. Yeah.
Move them. And so that's what this tent will do too. It's
Could you stand still, please?
Exactly. See, I know. See, that's why they keep me still. In the Belgian, this is a Belgian family that created these tents, and this is the first time one's ever been made for anyone in America.
Wow!
And it's the largest one that's ever been made. And we were supposed to start with Baz Luhrmann this time, but here's a sentence for you: the tent got caught in the Panama Canal during a hurricane.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
wouldn't have you said that? So it slowed it down. So that's why we started with Tarantino. The tent is gorgeous. It's when you walk into it, you can imagine you see movies like The Greatest Showman or Moulin Rouge or any kind of fantasy film, but not any fantasy film, but any kind of enchanting, magical film that you've seen. And you can think, when would I ever get to walk into a space like that? That's what the Cinevita tent is like. And I don't work for these, well, I do work for these people, but I'm not being paid to promote what the space is like. There is no other space you can walk in that you will feel like this in the world.
I just want to clarify something real quick. I work in Van Nuys on the other side, and there is a tent that goes up in Van Nuys. It's a circus tent.
Yeah, what's it called?
It's giant and it's blue, and it goes up and they put like roller coasters on the outside, like the traveling carnies, all that.
Yep.
You're saying it's better than that.
I'm saying this is better than that. That, I'm sure, is amazing.
It's still a tent that goes up and
blue is
It
my
has a
favorite
little
color.
bit less vomit smell, I think, than the one that's in Van Nuys.
This one's got.
I just want to compare. I just need a
This
pic
one's got
visual.
3,000 hand-carved mirrors inside.
Yeah, just a slight bit
bit.
better.
This has got wood floors.
Okay.
This has got hand-sewn curtains by drapes by a member of the family. The entire family of this Belgian family, like the father does the wood carving, the mother does the drapes, the other sister does the carving in the mirrors. Like it's this kind
is
of
like
thing.
the Liberace
I
tent.
feel like
Like
that's-
that is
it's like
special.
the Liberace
I feel like a
of
family
tents.
puts up that one too in
They
Van
do.
Nuys, but probably not like that.
How is that acoustically as a singer when you get into that space and
It
you're
seems like
singing
it might
for the
be a little bit of a nightmare for that sort of production.
No, it's not at all, because again, they've been doing these tents for years, so they know how to make them work. And then the sound is also dialed in according to this tent. And the band is in the tent. The performers perform all around the tent. It's immersive in a real immersive way, not like in a fake immersive way. The sound bounces beautifully. It takes a while to get it dialed in. You know, all the actors are on personal body mics, and so it sounds like a real rock concert.
Are there neighbors complaining about sound through the tent?
There are no neighbors.
Good. It's just the
It's not
tent.
like your apartment in Hollywood.
Well, I'm just imagining.
Let's just,
Los
you know,
Angeles.
what it would be like.
No, literally, it's right. Okay, so SoFi.
That's where I go.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the noise
traumatized.
complaints?
Yeah.
I tried to
SoFi.
Karen this week and I could not. I'm going to your show.
You should try it at our tent. But there's a, the SoFi Stadium. There's the big water rivery thing that's in front of it. We're right on the other side of that river.
Oh, I bet it's so
It's
beautiful.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like
Yeah.
I was supposed to go last week, but there was literally a river in front of my house because it was the fucking
There's also a river
torrential.
in front of the tent. So
Yeah, it's like I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna make it from Pasadena to Inglewood." It like there were trees and shit across my street.
Gotcha.
Garbage cans were like flowing down the street. I was like, "Fuck!" I can't wait to go. But thankfully,
Yeah, no, but it's wild. And, it's big red carpet. Like you wouldn't believe when you're inside of it that this is going to be something that's going to be like a transformer, folded on itself, go in the back of these trucks and travel. There's another tent that has the food. It's full food. You can have an amazing dinner.
For who? For the people
the
watching?
audience, yeah.
You guys.
It's everything from poke.
What?
Yes, poke.
Eddie, you said nothing about food when you
Poke,
talked about
you didn't
this.
give me a second.
No, the drinks are phenomenal. And every drink is themed after a Tarantino movie.
Yeah, it's
There's I mean, when I say food, I mean, it's kind of, it'd be annoying for some people that just wanted a regular hot dog at a movie theater or at a circus, because everything is like nouveau chic versions of things that you would get. Like instead of just tacos, it's poke tacos. And I'm sure it's named after some character, and I'm not really.
It's a
versed.
Kill Bill character with a sword. Poke time.
Exactly. Poke.
Yeah.
I just met K.
OMG.
Yeah. What?
That's,
Listen, I'll give you another red eye, Megan.
yeah.
Megan came in looking like
I am stressed.
I thought you were not going to look at the camera, Megan. Great. She's like, I'm going to
Yeah.
sit over
No, now
here so
she's
you
leaning
can't
into-
see
now
my
she's
red eye.
leaning into it.
The fuck. Now she's all about it.
I have thin blood vessels. It runs in my family.
Yeah.
Sometimes I sneeze and it happens. Sometimes I was rubbing my eyes yesterday and it happened. If I get sick or throw up, it's really bad.
No, it's the worst. I had the thing. Do you ever have a thing where you blow your nose too hard and then feel it in your ear?
Yeah. And
That thing,
it's
I
terrible.
had that earlier today, and it went away. But I was just like, do I need to go in ENT? But I didn't.
Speaking of food, I remember my days of doing theater. I was the type of person like I could not eat before a show because I will be burping the entire show. Like I'm trying to sing, and before you know it, I'm like belching. Do you have any, I don't know, any superstition or any stuff you do before a show that you're like, I'm not going to eat this because it wrecks me, or I always eat this kind of thing?
No.
No?
I say this, so I don't recommend it for everyone because there are some people with thin blood vessels.
I'm going to move on to my second drink, which might be why I have thin blood
vessels. Right. No, but the second I stopped worrying about singing, I stopped having singing problems.
Interesting. Yeah.
I feel the exact same way.
About most things, right?
Yes. I sang in Colorado professionally for years. And I remember being at bars and like crying in the back because it's like,
I can't do it tonight.
I moved here, let it go, and now I can sing fucking opera at this
That's what I'm
point.
saying.
I'm just like, why was I? It's you
Me too.
stressing yourself out,
too, yeah.
is what it is.
And I remember always on the road, and every morning I'd wake up before you open your eyes, and the first thing you do is like, to see where you are.
yeah.
It's the worst. And before you even check whether you're breathing, you're checking. And I just stopped doing that. And like over the last couple of years, I started getting like these like whistle tone things that I didn't know I could do.
Yes.
No
But
way.
like out of nowhere. And like as a kid, but this is kind of a sad story. But as a kid, I never sang falsetto because I thought it sounded gay.
You didn't want to sound like the Bee Gees? Come on, they made a whole career out of
Well,
singing
Bee Gees
falsetto.
weren't around yet.
Okay, fair.
To date myself. And so
I'm sorry. I was shocked for a second. Keep going.
the Bee Gees weren't. I was born in '69.
Good Lord, we didn't ask.
I don't care. I was born in '69. So
79.
see,
69 is a good year.
it's a good position.
Good number.
It's a horrible.
Get him another
position.
drink.
It's a horrible position. First of all.
horrible.
It's fucking terrible. It's terrible. Like I don't
terrible.
want. It's like being worked and going to work at the same time.
Yeah. Like,
Don't
it
want to
sounds
do
better
both.
on paper
Am I the boss
than it
or do I
really
work
is.
here? Am I the boss or
Am
do I
I
work
do-
here? You know what I mean?
I feel
Like
the
what do I
exact
do? What
same
do I
way.
do? Right.
Like, wow, this seems like it would be fun, but
No.
I'm doing a lot of work down here, and I
there,
can't
and I can't enjoy.
concentrate.
I can't enjoy. Right.
Got you. I'm on your page.
It's not
This is what-
Zen.
First of all, make that the link to whatever makes people watch this.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
picking up when you're going down. What you're going? Never.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
trying. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
slogan.
We'll figure it out. We'll get it. We'll chat GPT it. We'll get it.
It's very down there. It's very down there. Okay, so the reason why I was saying that was, you just learn new things. It's a lesson for life about just chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, one of my friends said to me the other night, like, let me start connecting to this show after the show. It wasn't after my show. But one of my friends said to me the other night, he said, you used to be a lot more fun. Which is the worst thing to hear.
Of course.
Of course, that was before, I did enough things in my life to buy a house. It was before I went through the divorce I just went through a couple years ago. It was before the burglary that just happened. All these things, but the last thing you want to hear is that you're less fun. And he said to me, why don't you it's gonna, and this is like something I say to people, so it's great to hear it back to me. Just say, forget it. Whatever's not cool, just say, forget it. Wake up in the morning, whatever happened yesterday is not going to serve you today. Let it go. All these things that sound really obvious that like I said, that I often will say to other people because I'm usually that guy, but apparently I guess I've stopped being that guy. And my friend let me know, and I was like, wow. And I didn't do it this morning, but now, because I'm talking about it, I'm going to start tomorrow morning because I do feel like I haven't been as fun. And so doing this show also might contribute to it. This is a really fun show, and people should go see it.
He's talking about Kill the Bottle, by the way, guys.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm talking about the show I'm in, which is Tarantino Pulp Rock. It's in Avita.
This show's terrible.
This show sucks. Every show
They talked
sucks.
about 60-90.
Nothing is non-sucking these
It used
days.
to be way more fun.
But the show is exciting. But I play a different kind of part, so I'm trying to figure out how to have fun inside of that too. Because
Is it okay though to go through a phase where maybe you just aren't fun right now, and you are focusing on stuff, and it's someone else's opinion of you, not your
projecting,
opinion
Megan?
of
Or
you. No, I'm
just giving you
asking
shit.
him a serious.
No. It's a great question.
Because is it okay, maybe for a little bit, to just be serious about some things?
It's probably cool.
You're fine.
But I think
Just
that's
go 69.
other. Just go 6.
Solves every
6.
problem. Go 6.
Yeah.
I want to be the 6.
Right. And then I'm from Germany, so I go 9.
9.
Yeah.
Now you're speaking my language.
You speak Deutsch? I speak English.
I'm not German.
Oh, okay.
No, she just has a German last name.
It looks like I would be.
Yeah.
And my last name sounds super Nazi, so I never
What is
really
it?
use it. I don't say it on. I'll tell you later. But I did the 23andMe test. I'm 99.9% like British Isles. I'm as white as they come.
You're like a guppy. You're
There's
see-through.
like no mix.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Someone was inbred
You're
somewhere.
like a thoroughbred.
Probably
Yeah.
why I have thin eye.
Then right.
Thin blood vessels. That's what it is. It's the Megan blood vessels that are just cracking up.
All right, so let me tell you something
Yes.
about the show that's really exciting. I've watched people's faces in the audiences, and because you're right with the performers,
And you're not moving as much, so you can really see them.
Well, when I'm watching them, I'm not on stage. I'm usually watching
okay,
it
sorry.
as someone else. I'm watching the people that have exciting parts.
I was just trying to vision. Okay, keep going.
Now the whole time I go to the show, I'm going to try to make eye contact and fuck with him. You know that.
right? Just trying to make me laugh. Like have a like. So when I watch the people's faces, even the people I know, you see adults with their eyes twinkling and their mouths gaping or gasping. Gaping is a different thing.
Yeah, it's very different.
Lord, we are
very
getting
different.
good on this show.
We went full West Hollywood in like 15
I was like,
minutes.
he's not going to say it. He's not going to. Oh, he said it.
He said
He said
He said
it.
gaping.
Yeah, he said gaping.
So their
No, they
mouth
watch
is
it
a
open, hanging
Yeah.
open,
Hanging
open, just like fully ready to receive.
No.
So people are watching this show, and you're just like their mouths are. Hey, look good.
Yeah, I mean they're into it. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. I've been there.
They're really
Yeah.
balls deep in the
They're
show. Is really
balls
what we're.
deep. They're like watching. No, but when you watch their faces, you do understand that they're feeling something that they're not used to feeling, and I think that is one of the things that really points out the immersive quality of the show. Because a lot of times people say something's immersive just because someone's walking down an aisle and going to touch my shoulder and say, I mean, whatever. That's not immersive.
Yeah.
But in our show, there are people jumping over seats. There are people shooting across aisles. There are people throwing knives and getting dragged across.
super
Do you
cool
have to
show.
sign a waiver or anything? So everyone's safe.
There are trumpets like right over your head when someone dies, like fum, 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 fum. Like in the top of the show.
It's awesome,
I said
Megan.
to the director, I said, I don't know if you're aware of the fact that in the show, Django doesn't get to whip anyone back. And I said, as a black person, that's the best part of Django is that we get to see a black person whip someone.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for it since Roots. So it's the truth.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't
Lord.
part of it. So I say this because you were asking about signing waivers.
And it's so epic in the film.
Yeah, so at the end of the show, I'm singing the song Who Did That to You from the soundtrack of Django by Tarantino, who's being honored in the Pulp Rock at Cinevita.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have this.
I think we hit our 5 plugs. We're good. We
Right,
got 5 plugs.
we're good. So I said to the director, I need to whip. So he gave me a whip. So at the end of the song, I had this whip, and the first couple of times I'm like whipping it whoosh, in the air, and they're like, we're worried about the audience. So now I hold the whip.
That's funny as shit.
Oh, you got suspended from the
I had
whipping.
one moment of physical release.
And then they took it away from you. I would call some card on that.
Come
I
on.
don't know what card, but call a card.
Karen.
Because one thing about
You
Ty
got me.
that is super fun, and like you were talking about, just lightning bolts shooting out of you, is like when you go see, let's say a vintage Trouble show, you'll jump into the audience, you'll stage dive, you'll fucking walk into the audience, like sing right in front.
Handstand on the people.
Yeah, and you've played the Meadowlands, you've played, your hometown stadium, it was like opening for AC/DC maybe. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Yeah, Dodger Stadium, Madison Square Garden.
And what's the difference from you, the energy wise, from that type of audience versus the immersive theater audience?
Well, one is cool, one feels gay.
The immersive theater, the balls deep immersive theater.
I love you right now. You are every guest I've ever wanted in one
I'm dying for
fucking
both of her
person.
eyes to get bloodshot.
No,
That's all I want her to look like Ren and
I'm gonna
Stimpy.
laugh so hard that both of them are gonna be red. I've been waiting for you my entire fucking life. We've been doing this podcast for 4 years, and I've been waiting for you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so happy right now.
Okay, so the difference is this. Well, obviously size, West Hollywood. But no, the difference is It's going to be different for everyone. For me, I literally try and can you say literally try and feel as though? No, that's a contradiction. I try and feel as though I'm contacting everyone in the audience at some point during the show. And I do it whether it's the four of us in this room or whether it's, opening for AC/DC and 130,000 people. I try and make that happen. I'm not going to reach everyone, but there's probably some point when someone would have said, no matter where they were, was he just saying that to me?
Yeah.
So the difference is, for the smaller audience, you can spend more time you're more aware that everyone's been contacted. And so it's a kind of performance that feels a little more personal. And even if you're doing something that feels like if I'm performing in a small audience, but I'm playing someone that's in a stadium, I still can play that stadium smaller than if I've got to play the stadium bigger. It's a smaller, compartmentalize your energy differently for smaller audiences. But, I've also been told, sometimes I would do these stupid things in offices during the day that you have to do to help promote things. Like if you're at the record company office or at the Best Buy office, I perform the same no matter what. But I think it's a different energy that's running through my body personally, because there's more people you want to make sure are feeling satisfied by your performance.
Well, it feels like you don't take a night off, where sometimes I've been to shows and it feels like people are dialing it in, and, speaking like a small show, I saw you guys perform. I happened to be walking by Amoeba Music, and I see that you guys are about to play an Amoeba Music. I go, get the fuck out of here. So I walk in, and I see a show, and it's a tiny little show at a record store.
Yeah.
And the energy that, you brought to the show is as if you were in front of 100,000 people.
I was sweaty that day. I'd partied so much that night. I'm not sure I got much sleep. And then
You were sweating mezcal?
That was a rough one, but
Hey, you pulled it through.
I'm glad it was good.
Well, but I guess that's the distinction, because if Mickey Mantle could hit 500-something home runs drunk every fucking game, you could pull it out for a show and be like, all right, I'm going to do this.
But isn't it a thing, each of our bodies is different? There are people that have different allergies, and some people take antidepressants and blah, 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 blah. I think alcohol or being some kind of, influenced by something, it might make someone be able to do things better than they could without it.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
It's just the way our bodies work, certain chemistries. I know certain people, I can't smoke weed and get anything done.
Yes, me. I can.
I can create, but I can't work.
Oh, I
Yeah,
can't.
got it.
I know some people. Because I can understand lawyers doing cocaine and it keeping them sharp, but I can't understand how somebody could go and be sharp on weed.
Right.
But their body,
Seth Rogen.
But their body chemistry. No, but their body chemistry is different.
It's an anomaly. This guy just keeps pumping out creative content, writing scripts, and this motherfucker is high all day. Snoop is high all day,
yeah.
And just functions.
No, but literally, because some kids would be on a certain drug from the time they were a kid that would make them be able to do well in school. Why can't it be that as an adult you realize, oh, my thing is weed that lets me get through the day?
My thing is cocaine.
Well, that explains your eye, Megan. Thanks. I sneezed because of
I would like to make that clear.
Yeah.
Can it be cocaine?
Yes.
Government, can we?
This is the part where she gets
Come
a
on,
handkerchief
Trump.
and puts it through
You're
both
doing
her.
so many executive orders. Let's
Right,
just
let's just do
legalize
it.
cocaine
Let's
and be
just
on
do
my
it.
side
Yeah.
for a second.
Let's just do it. Let's just
you want to
do
hear
it.
something really depressing about that? I just saw a commercial for antidepressants for people that antidepressants, regular ones, don't work on.
Are you sure it
there's
wasn't
now-
SNL?
What?
No,
It wasn't an
there-
SNL
no, this
sketch?
is real. This is
Are you
people who
serious?
antidepressants don't work on you, so you're trying them and nothing works. And I'm like, how depressed? How
Must
depressing
you be.
is that?
Must
that
you
you
be.
have to have the antidepressant on top of the antidepressant because it doesn't work. I was like, oh my god.
It's like
When I think I have it rough, I'm like, oh,
Right.
I'm not there.
it's like when people start doing the ecstasy and it was like those double stacks.
Double stacks.
It's
Double
like
stacks.
antidepressants.
Do you sing every day? Do you sing in the shower?
Antidepressant resistancy. That's what it's called.
What is it called?
Antidepressant resistancy. You're resistant.
That
to
is the term?
antidepressants. Yes. So
Get
there's
the fuck outta
there is
here.
an antidepressant for antidepressant resistancy.
It's good to know.
You're welcome for
Yeah.
that.
We need that
information.
shit for my dad.
Right.
Yeah.
So all those people that are really depressed watching and listening.
It's called morphine.
That's some scary shit. I remember my surgery. They gave me that little morphine drip, and they're like, "Sir, if I just had like some shoulder surgery," and I was like, I remember I just seen like Saving Private Ryan, and I'm like, "Oh man, when people were hurt on the battlefield, they would fuck them up with morphine,"
Right.
and I pressed that button. I was like, gone, and I was like, "This is some scary shit."
That's how I want to go out.
I was like, "That is, yeah, that's how you want to go out."
Yeah.
You want to go out on was it?
I just don't want to go
Propofol,
out
or
on
what's the one that
an
Michael Jackson got?
overdose of antidepressants for people with antidepressant resistance. That's how I do not want to go out.
That's what you need, Megan.
Anyway, continue.
No, I asked him because do you sing in the shower? It's a random question, but I'm so curious if you sing in the shower. Do you sing all fucking day long?
All day long, but less in the shower.
Less in the shower, huh? Because he was blasting some good shit. I want to find out what you were listening to when you pulled up today. Because I love to find out like what's in. I mean, people don't use CD players anymore, but like what you're listening to right now.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was, but I just wanted you to admit it.
Taylor Swift admits it too. She listens to herself all the time.
Yeah.
What, were you listening to a demo or something that's already out?
No, I was listening to something that came up by mistake.
Oh,
Yeah, I was on the Spotify list of like best soul songs of all times, and one of my songs came up.
do you ever cringe at your own stuff, or do you like fucking?
That's not what happened.
No, he's full of shit. I look at him like I'm like he's lying.
time.
He's lying right now, and Megan is
Best of
eating this
all
up.
time.
And
It was
my
Aretha
song came up,
Franklin,
and I was like,
it
wow.
was
You
I had to take a
literally
second. I
just
had to take a second.
you
and
said
go.
my dream, and that would never happen either for me.
I had to be like, wow. Yeah.
That's so fucking funny.
I was really into it. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool.
No, but I was listening to an old song of my band's that we released on like a found tapes, kind of a collection called, what the fuck was that thing called? Juke Joint Gems.
Juke Joint
Gems.
Jams.
Vintage Trouble, Juke Joint Gems. And a lot of it was a lot of songs that the record companies didn't think we should have had as part of our records. But they were the ones that were like the real, like they weren't commercial, but they were real stompy and real old school feeling. So that came on because I was looking for something to send for licensing for a movie. So that came up. That's been nice too, is getting to listen to old stuff and just to see a path you've been on. And I don't know, like so many people are always like, do you miss doing the old stuff you used to do? And when you say no, they're like, really? I'm like, just say you miss it then.
That's fair. Yeah.
Don't ask me if I miss it because you don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because it's always like you were in that INXS reality show. I can't remember the name of the show right now. Bear with me. Yeah, and you had the fucking mohawk, and you were like rocking, and then to see the evolution of that to those dope ass suits, from Vintage Trouble to then a jazz album. I love to see that in an artist. Like, I'm a big U2 fan, and when people get pissed that the current album doesn't sound like the other album, I'm like, then you don't want an artist. You just want to hear the same shit over and over again.
It's hard. People don't mind it as much when you're a solo artist. They mind it more when you're a band.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Solo artists can change, and it's just their thing. Mm-hmm. Think about even the evolution, Prince's evolutions, Michael Jackson, Madonna.
Yeah.
Like even you think about the Madonna. When you're a solo artist, you can go in your album. It can be song for song.
Yeah. So
people are pissed that Beyonce did a country album.
I love that she did a country album. Oh my god, it made me so fucking happy.
I mean, honestly, and never mind. I shouldn't say it. No, I'll say it. I love that she did a country album. I just wish it was a better country album.
Fair.
I agree with you. I agree
get
with
that.
too.
I mean,
it feels like a little bit of a spiteful country album.
Yeah,
That's all
because
it
to
feels
me, and again, if I could dive into it, maybe I would get it more. But she's Beyonce. She can have the best songs in the world, right?
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Why are there not songs that on that album that you feel like will outlast time? Like do a country album full of songs. This is just my opinion.
Yeah, right, of course.
But if she could use her same kind of hip hop producers that have current soundscape, but have the songs in the middle of them written as though it was for the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So
Yeah.
songs like Crazy and songs like these kind of songs, like real good old country songs that, aren't ever going to go anywhere, and then dress it with today's sounds, and then you've really done something. To me, it felt more like, I don't know what it felt more like. It didn't feel like country.
Do you want my opinion? And maybe Beyonce will hate me. She's never going to hear this, right?
I mean,
My opinion.
I think she'd hate you without hearing your
I think
voice,
she's
Megan.
fantastic. I think she's amazing. I think she
great.
has an amazing voice. She's gorgeous. She's everything in a pop star. But you were talking about relating to your audience. You'll connect to somebody at all times. I lack that connection with her when I see anything that she's doing. It's so
It's a
massive, and
separation,
she's
right.
queen bee. But I never see the kind of like really loving connection with people that you might see from other people that are more successful.
Even someone like I was saying the other day, even when you see a Rihanna performance, she's not a great singer as Beyonce, but there still seems to be something that stays relatable.
Yes, relatable.
Maybe because she's from St. Lucia. There's an island thing. I don't know. There's something about maybe something culturally that she can just
There's
really
definitely
connect.
something there with their culture where she comes from that people really connect with.
Because it's like like if you go to St. Lucia, everything is Rihanna. Like it's just like it's impressive. Like
Wow, it's so funny. A friend of mine last night was asking me to go to St. Lucia.
it's beautiful.
And he goes every year, and I have been going. He's like, come with us. And so it came up
It's a
today.
sign.
And you
gotta
said
go.
yes?
You gotta go. It's beautiful.
It's a sign.
It's
Hey,
beautiful.
It's a sign.
It's a sign. That's
Sign
right.
of the times,
Yeah.
So you're gonna go.
It's a sign of the
I want
times.
to go now.
You're gonna go
I
now.
want to go.
I want to go.
It's
Let's go.
let me say I saw her at Coachella and I left in the middle.
Beyonce?
I left in the middle of the show. I was like it was a
A homecoming one?
yeah. I did. I was like, I think she was up at the same time as Jamiroquai, which is one of my favorite bands of all time. And I was like, fuck this. I went to go and I was in the front row for Jamiroquai. And I'm like, this is awesome.
I guess maybe that's my thing. Maybe it's not a bad opinion. I still think maybe
No.
she's even that great.
Well, the production was
that
great.
She's almost untouchable and unrelatable.
But I just wanted to hear her more versus hearing the marching band more. It was just my thing. It was my first time seeing her. So for folks who had seen her several times, this is super cool. It's another facet to the performance style. But it wasn't for me. I was just like, I need more. Like I just need a piano and a microphone sometimes. That's what I want to hear. You know, I want to hear something down to the marrow.
2 turntables and a microphone.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Beastie Boys. That's right. That's all we want is 2 turntables and a mic.
Is that
Where it's at?
Is that
no? That's Beck. I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah. Beck.
But it does sound like
Yeah.
a Beastie Boys song.
They have
I'm
that
sure it
one-
was him pretending to be
Well, they have
Beastie
that
Boys.
one video-
It literally sounds like him being
I keep
Beastie
thinking
Boys.
of the video of it's something in one DJ and the guy's walking with a turntable and he goes down into a basement.
Right.
Like the whole video is the dude's
Yeah.
walking through New York. Sorry, Megan, it's too old for you. It's
It is. I'm lost.
No, but
I'm
what about-
so proud to say that.
But also there was you're talking about Jamiroquai. I was saying how to my nephew the other day how funny was the virtual insanity was prophecy.
crazy, insane. Everything that he says in that
made
video.
of virtual insanity. You know that song? You don't know the song Virtual Insanity?
It was the #1 song in 1997. Traveling Without Moving. It was #1 in every fucking chart across the globe.
69, 79, 88. I might
So-
just be a little.
So stupid note.
8.
My audition for American Idol, I sang Virtual Insanity, and that's how I got past the first round. Was singing that fucking song.
Wow.
I know, a stupid song to pick,
No,
and I
it's a
sang
great
that
song.
shit for Nigel,
It's a
one
great
of the
song.
fucking producers, and I was
But
shitting my pants.
I
Anyway,
do you know I do a radio show too?
no.
Yeah, I'm on 2 hours every Sunday, 88.5. I'm in SoCal Sound.
Oh, dope shit.
A DJ.
That's
yeah.
cool.
And on the way over here, almost made it. We were almost like another level of synchronicity. I'm doing soul songs from 1987 this week, not from 88. So I'm doing soul songs from the year your
I'm
parents.
out.
Soul songs from the year your parents were doing it to have.
They
Thank
weren't
you.
69
Thank you for that
at the time, though.
visual.
They
Thank God they were not
I
69.
think they were. My parents were
unless they were.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Your mom did walk through and start cleaning in the background from one of our remote episodes.
She
Your
did.
mom
We
can
just
hang.
did
I
an
saw her.
episode at my grandpa's funeral. And my
Her mom is in the background cleaning.
cleaning while I'm in my
Cleaning at
video.
an Airbnb. That is some white people shit, Megan. I'm sorry. That is like Cubans clean before the cleaning lady comes.
I try to
White
tell
people
her.
clean at an Airbnb.
I think
That's
it's her
like,
therapy.
so
She ruined cleaning for me as a kid. We couldn't just clean now.
I know, I've been to your apartment.
I clean I clean one room at a time. When I do, like every week, I'll focus on the kitchen deep clean, and then the next week,
Megan, your apartment is one room.
Deep clean is such a Karen word.
Deep clean.
Deep clean. No, deep clean is such a Karen word.
My mother, when we were young, it was like, oh, we're cleaning, and we had to clean like the entire house, like
and
everything.
she decided
top to
when it
bottom.
was happening,
and
right?
I was like, I hate cleaning, and maybe if she just would have chunked it up a little bit, like I have a education plan, IEP, specialized for cleaning. I don't know.
Or gave you some warning. Or did
No, there
a
was
schedule?
no warning. It was like, no, we didn't have chores. No schedule. But when we had to do it, like, oh no, you're doing it. You're doing the whole thing top to bottom.
That's funny.
So now, now I don't clean. No, I'm just joking. I clean one room at a time, and it's a lot more enjoyable because it doesn't take my entire fucking day.
That's amazing.
So
thanks,
Mom.
Mom.
You're talking about a few different artists, right? Those solo artists, and I was thinking about this today because I don't know. I'm a fan of vocalists. I'm a fan of hearing phrasing. I don't know. It's because of like my upbringing, and I don't know. Like it's what I grew up listening to, and I started to just listen to you. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, "Fuck, man! There's something so warm and tender, but then there's a level of grit to it that I really enjoy." And I'm curious because there's singers to me that I'm like, I can hear this fucking person sing anything, right? Mm-hmm. And I want I think of Amy Winehouse, I think of Prince, and I'm like, fuck, I would have loved to hear Prince sing "Mary Had a Little Lamb" or anything, right?
Sing the song?
Is there an artist like that for you that you're just like, I can hear them fucking sing anything? And I just want to hear them sing anything.
Oh, yeah. Amy Winehouse is one of them in the day.
Yeah.
They're older. I mean, classic people. I like older voices. I could have listened to Whitney Houston sing anything.
Oh, of course. You could say Otis Redding. I mean, like, come on.
Tina Turner, Otis Redding, Sam Cooke, all these people.
Otis Redding, was that
Sitting at the Dock of the Bay. Yeah.
Sitting at the Dock of the Bay.
Yeah.
Have you heard Sarah Bareilles' version of that? She does a really good version where she goes up and down in it's just really good, and she was just on Broadway for a show.
Yeah, I know her. But she's...
Oh, you're not? Okay. No, that was a look.
I was like, he's not lying right now. He does know her.
Because,
he's not bullshitting you.
I like this.
I have my friend Renee Goldsberry, who is in Girls Five Eva with her, her TV show she has. Renee was in Hamilton. She won a Tony Award for Hamilton. Sarah Bareilles, I'm a huge fan of. I don't need to hear her sing Dock of the Bay.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I get that. Yeah.
Gotcha. I do like Otis Redding's version. I'm just saying, as a girl, if you want to sing in the shower, that's a good one to do.
No, it's great. No, it's the same thing, but like people love like Lake Street Drive, and whatever the Jackson 5 song they do, "A Baby Give Me One More Chance" or something. I don't know, but when people say that, I'm like, I just know the original, so it's hard for me. Yeah,
that's okay. That's what we're here to talk about. That's what we want to know.
The other day, I finally discovered Sting singing Joe Bim, "How Insensitive," and Sting to me is a jazz singer. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He's got very interesting range and whatever, and he can still do it at his age. But I was like, fuck, it was so nice to hear him doing a bossa nova and hear that different. You could see the love of that music and that appreciation.
What about there was the one time when Pavarotti was supposed to sing Nessie and Dorma at the American Music Awards. He got sick, and someone had heard that Aretha Franklin had done it 2 weeks ago at some concert. So they called her the night before, and she did Nessie and Dorma.
Oh my God!
You got to Google it. It's
I will Google that.
Thing ever.
But what's interesting is some of those versions are the versions that people will only know.
Yeah, only know.
Only know. Like King of Pain. Who sings that originally?
The Police.
The Police. The first time I ever heard that song was Alanis Morissette Unplugged. So I didn't know. It takes some research and looking up. But
and that's one of the few songs that Sting didn't write. That was Stuart Copeland who wrote that song, The Drummer, which is most of the hits for the Police is
speaking
Sting.
of drummers, I was like, this fun fact. Do you know what was the #1 selling single for the band Queen?
I want to hold on.
We Will Rock You?
No. The clue is what we were just talking about.
It was the one that they did with Sting because My Chemical Romance redid it.
No. Under Pressure?
Oh, no, so it's not. I don't know then.
Okay, well, what were we just talking about?
About drums, but I'm trying to think of what song. Because We Will Rock You, I hear the drums at the beginning.
The drummer wrote the song.
Oh, the drummer wrote the song. Oh, then
Fat Bottom Girls.
No,
Bohemian Rhapsody?
no. Okay, well, let me give you a hint.
Okay. I tried. I thought it was
Killer
under
Queen?
pressure.
Okay, so
Radio Gaga?
So as a general, huge sweeping general, a lot of black people don't listen to Queen, right? So it would have to be the song that also black people listened to. Because if it was the biggest, it was not just the rock fans, not just the pop fans.
I love this. I'm so mad.
I'm thinking of all the Queen songs. I'm like, Don't Stop
when
Me
I-
Now.
Wait, I already did the.
No, when I say it, you're gonna be like, of course.
Of course. And
Okay, well, listen to this. Freddie Mercury said he loved it when they played it at Studio 54.
God damn it.
God damn it.
That doesn't help me at
No,
all.
it doesn't help me at all. Now I'm stuck. I can't fucking. We are the champions? No.
Come on.
From the Peanut Gallery? Now I'm going to just start looking up Queen
Okay, well,
songs.
first of all, if it was
More
Studio
hints.
54, it has to be at a disco. It
has to be at a
What
disco.
song could it be?
I can't think of a disco Queen song
We
right
are
now.
so funny right now. This
I
is
can't.
so because we
It's
just
driving
named.
me nuts.
Dun.
Oh, Another One Bites the Dust? For real?
Oh my god! Of
No
course,
way.
Of fucking course.
Which I used to hear that in wrestling. I can't remember which wrestler used to come out to that shit.
Song of all time.
Of course it is. What the fuck is wrong with
And
that?
I'm thinking Under Pressure because it's Queen and Bowie.
Yeah.
So you had Bowie and Queen.
No, but that's
you know?
still the same kind of people buy both their
Yeah,
records.
yeah, you're
So
right.
it expanded it to. Right.
Such a fucking groove. That's a song anybody would. But there are those songs that are universal.
The drum wrote it.
Because I love there's certain songs that are universal that it doesn't matter. It's like white folks, black folks, like
No.
Sweet Child of Mine comes on. It doesn't fucking matter
Right.
where you are.
Yeah.
You can drive through Compton and people are gonna sing along with you to Sweet Child of Mine. They might shoot at you, but
But there are other songs. There are other songs that are very examples. Like, because I was looking up, the best soul songs of 1987.
Which you were listening to in your car, and then your song came up. Got you. I just want to make that clear.
No, but when I was listening to that, one of the songs in the top 5 was, circle back, in excess, was I Need You Tonight.
Spectacular song.
That was a song that black people listened to that didn't usually listen to in excess. Like, there's certain songs that I love, the songs that just cut all boundaries.
Wasn't it like I love seeing the reaction videos of like black kids seeing Bobby Caldwell sing "What You Would Do for Love" because
Yes.
they don't realize it's a white guy
Yeah.
singing it. And there's like these there's all these great reaction videos, and it's these teenage kids, and they'll be like da 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 da, and they're like yeah, da,
Right.
and I know the song, and they're like.
Right?
And they see
Oh,
this
no,
dude
even
come
bigger
out,
than
they're
that.
like, "Holy shit."
Even bigger to me is Rick Ashley. What is
that voice
song?
on that guy.
I'm never gonna give you up.
Oh my god.
He's like a ginger guy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, you know what shocked me too, and it's becoming a kind of a social media trend song is the "Come and Get Your Love." All the
Yes,
Native American
yes,
guys, right?
yeah, I think it's Redbone, maybe?
Redbone,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
see them, and
Yep.
people
have no idea.
Most of the people I know that are younger, they don't know who sings that, and I'm like,
Yep.
no, this is the band. Come and get
It's
your
your
love. It's so
love.
good,
It's
and it's
amazing.
not what I pictured either.
I did. No, there are also. There's so many. I love too how, especially in today's world, it takes a lot. Like for someone like a Yebba.
Who's Yebba? I don't know who Yebba is.
Yebba's a probably the number one white female soul singer right now.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds like a Jewish name, like Yenta or something.
I think she is.
Oh, okay, Yebba. Yebba.
Yebba.
Okay.
Y-E-B-B-A. And she's just so soulful. And I do like that it things do make you think twice about what you think you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I also like when
Amy Winehouse did that a little bit too.
yeah. Because even when I was doing rock music, I was kind of singing soul music. I was a soul singer singing inside of rock music. And so it made me not feel like I was trying to be something that I was not. I think a lot of my bands lucked out. Like we could open for Rolling Stones or AC/DC or The Who or
Yeah,
this
the
kind of
super
people.
universal sound.
Well, also their fans didn't feel like it was someone trying to be them that was opening for them.
Yeah.
And so it made it easier for me. And also all those bands, they definitely they say they're based in the old R&B and old soul. So then it's almost like, even though I'm opening for a band that's a legend, there's something about me opening for them that also nods to their history. And so that's been nice too. And just to circle back so I don't get into trouble, what's great about Tarantino?
Beyonce's amazing.
Beyonce is fucking amazing. So
Beyonce is amazing.
Amazing. Just to circle back. All right, and now to Tarantino.
Yeah. No, is that he uses a lot of black music in his movies. And I think he's obviously very fascinated by a lot of the black exploitation films of the 70s. And so you can tell he got a lot of his hip and swagger from having those songs be the soundtrack in his ears as he was
Could you stand still, please?
Yes, the soundtrack in his ears as he was living his life. You know, like when he's walking down the street as a teenager, like that was in his ears. Like you could tell what kind of music he was probably listening to.
and he was also kind of super innovative. So, you know, folks at home, a lot of times in these soundtracks, you know, there's always licensing fees. So a Rolling Stones song costs X amount. So every time like a Scorsese movie comes on, they're playing "Gimme Shelter." I'm like, fuck, they just played the Stones $250K.
Yeah.
Tarantino's a master at finding songs that maybe have slightly gone out of a catalog or can use a revisit or they get brought back,
Right,
and
like
then they
across
become these
110th
beautiful.
Street.
A beautiful musical cue in a film, and now it's just all I can picture is Pam Grier now.
Yeah.
Every time I hear that song,
Right.
or the
every
Delphonics,
time
all
you
I
guys-
picture is Robert Forster. You know, it's just like
Yep.
Do you do any Reservoir Dog stuff? Because that's iconic to me. That whole
absolutely,
scene. Okay,
absolutely. Yeah,
that
I do.
one.
I do. All right. Here are your names. Mr. Brown, Mr. White, Mr. Blonde, Mr. Blue, Mr. Orange, Mr. Black. Why am I suspect? I don't know, because you're a faggot, all right?
Yes. Okay.
that movie.
Okay.
That movie is.
That's
You're not
what-
Mr. Purple, a guy had another job as Mr. Purple. You're Mr. Pink. Look, this is no goddamn fucking city council meeting.
This is what.
Now
That's,
you just sold the show right there,
This
folks.
is it. Go.
Folks,
Oh no, I also
down.
get to do this one. I also get to do this one. Besides my main two roles, I have some cameos that are great. I also get to do this one. This watch was first purchased by your great-grandfather in the First World War. It was bought by Private Doughboy Orion Coolidge on the day he set sail for Paris. This was your great-grandfather's war watch, and he wore it every day he was at war. Then, when he was done with his duty, he went back to your great-grandmother, took off the war watch, and he put it in an old coffee can. And in that can, it stayed until your grandfather, Dane Coolidge, was called upon by his country to go overseas and fight the Germans once again. This time, they called it World War II.
And where'd you hide that uncomfortable hunk of metal?
His ass.
That's the biggest Christopher Walken scene. He's like, up my ass.
Yeah.
6 years.
Yeah,
3 years.
for 5 years. He got something up his ass. Then he died of dysentery.
People forget that line. He dies of diarrhea after having a watch up
Oh
his
my
ass for
God.
3 years.
Right. Then he gave and then I wore the uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass for 2 years.
And now I present this to you. And then ding, and fucking Bruce Willis wakes up and he's like looking for the watch.
But to go into like how they put the movies and the soundtracks together, this is how you do it, people. So I go and then put and now I give this watch to you. I gotcha. Huh? You thought I didn't see you now, did you? 'Cause that's the movie, right. Shit, literal. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Wet.
Dysentery.
Okay. All
What,
right.
Megan? Gosh, it's just
We could
dysentery.
have just stopped at shit instead of wet dysentery. That just.
So, I just have to tell this story because he was talking about drummers writing music, and we have a mutual friend who's a friend of the show. He's been on the show a few times, and he and I we go hiking. And
he
he's
came to
like,
my comedy show too.
He came
He's
to your
very
comedy show
supportive
too.
of us.
He's one of my best friends. He's like my brother. I love him to death, and I talk to him just about every single day. But anyway, I'll say who it is in a second. So we go hiking. Very typical LA bullshit. We go hiking in Studio City, Fryman Canyon. We over by him in Studio City. So we go hiking.
Of course, he makes you go to him.
Yeah, of course, that's just him.
My comedy show is right by him.
So we finish our hike, and he's like, "Yo, dog, you got to hear this shit." And I'm like, what? What the fuck? He goes, come in the car. So I get in his car, and he plays me a demo, and I hear a voice, and I go, I fucking know that voice. And he goes, and I was like, is that Ty? And he goes, yeah. How the fuck do you know? So anyway, he plays for me, knock you out. He plays Knock You Out for me, and I was like, Dude, that's a fucking special song. So guys, go look it up. Vintage Trouble, Knock You Out.
Licensing for anything. And it's also John Varvatos used it for the John Varvatos campaign.
And how do you do that fucking leg kick, bro? Because I don't even. I know you're using the mic. So guys, I know where you're listening to the show, but Ty does this leg kick with a microphone where the John Varvatos ad picture is spectacular. First of all, but you turn into an L. And it's impressive.
Yeah. It's more like a check because it's better than an L. Here's the thing. This is Ty Taylor from.
I love you so much.
This is Ty Taylor, and I'm part of the Pulp Rock Cinevita thing that's happening.
www.thecinevita.com for tickets. Yes.
Okay, so here's I'm going to leave with a
actor, producer, writer.
All the
person who leaves his phone off.
red eye inducer.
Eye inducer.
69 red eye inducer.
Jesus, that's a different red eye. I don't have that one. I do not have that.
So, yeah. Thanks, Grandma, for cleaning. Okay, so here's my story I'm going to leave everybody with. Just about the way, again, this is Ty Taylor, Django, and Marcellus from Pulp Fiction, Cinevita. So, we were just talking about this John Varvatos. John Varvatos is one of the best male designers in our country. You know, the big rock and roll, sexy, chic Italian idea of what men should wear. So, me and my band got asked to do stuff with him, but the way it happened was this: they clothed us for one TV show, and so I had some of his clothes, and we were wearing them, and I started doing this thing with the microphone you're talking about. And so I do this kick, and my legs are up in his boots, and this photographer does it. It's on the front page of a paper in overseas somewhere. And so Cocky asked me, see, I got to get back. This is the one I got to get back to. I text John Varvatos a picture. It's like, have you ever seen your shoes in the air like this?
That's some fucking gangster shit.
We got offered a year campaign the next day.
That's how you do it.
Remember when you used to be fun? That's what you're thinking of, those times.
Yeah, and I was just a little more outside of the box, wild. I used to wild out a little bit more, and I did things that people said you weren't supposed to do.
Yes.
And so I do like the idea that the last story on the interview can just be about that. And because at all points in our lives, we've got to regenerate the idea that anything can be possible. And the only way it's going to be possible is if you think beyond what has been done before. And whenever someone says things to you like, oh, only 1 out of 100 or 1 out of 1,000,000 people come, think, well, someone's got to be the small percentage. That's a t-shirt I want to hit. Someone's got to be the smallest percentage. And it could be you. And so that 1 out of 1,000,000 times that someone could call that designer and they can do this thing and they can do that, it could be you. So why not try it?
It takes it wouldn't have happened if you didn't make that text and make that call. Exactly. It took the courage to do that. And sincerely, it took some courage to come out here and deal with our fucking crazy asses for an hour. We try to end the show the same every time. So sincerely, the only thing we don't get back in life is time. And Megan and I want to thank you for spending some of your precious time with us here
I'm so
on
inspired
Pill Bottle
right
Podcast.
Now. Thank you.
Folks at home, so it's going to be a fucking great show, whether you go see Ty's show or any of the other shows at this venue. It's the Cinevita, V-I-T-A, Cine, like cinema, S-C-I-N-E, VITA.com. Get your tickets. Ty's running through March 9th, if I'm not mistaken. So that's Sunday. Matinee is the last show. Also, check him out on Instagram. Fucking inspirational shit.
Yeah, on Instagram, I'm Rev.Tyrone Taylor.
I like that. Are you a reverend?
I am.
Fuck, ordained?
Ordained.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome. You can marry people.
Can do it in an hour.
He's in town. He can marry you guys.
I'm doing weddings for. Here's the deal.
Expensive though.
Expensive weddings.
Very expensive.
I only make about $350 when I do these shows each night at fucking Cinevita. Not much for my time. If you say $400, I will call out of that fucking show and come to your wedding.
Right on. I like that. I'm gonna get remarried. I'm gonna do that shit again.
Any night of the week. It's all out on the table.
Absolutely. And for all you folks,
if they want to pay me more, they can get me to stay longer. If anyone does $1 more than I make a night at Cinevita, I will marry you.
Yeah, folks, right now, if you're shotgun wedding, if you're getting married to not be deported, if you're getting married for papers, Ty's going to take care of you. So please,
baptisms. Don't forget about baptisms.
Kids parties. I mean,
I'm into that.
Kids parties.
That's a solo activity, right? I can do that.
So guys,
69
please,
baptisms.
That's my religion tells me that if I help do this thing against these people, I get 69 baptisms when I die.
I don't know who told you this, Ty, but you're a lot of fucking fun, man. So for real, I appreciate you so much for being here. It's an honor to have you here, guys. Kill the Bottle Podcast. Like, subscribe, follow, all of that shit online. Send Ty a message. Tell him you love and love him.
That whistle tone we were talking about was like this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is some Soul Glow shit. Just let your...
But it's an octave higher than that.
It's crazy.
All right, thanks,
oh my
everybody.
God. See you next week. Kill the Bottle Podcast. Check it out.
I'm going to press stop.